I've done longer streams in the past, but I think the older I get, the less likely I'm going to be able to do 24-hour marathon streams. There are some guys that can do it, and it's nonsense. But they... I don't know. Maybe it's like more of kind of a relaxed thing. One of my main rules in like YouTube commentary and streaming and stuff like that is never stop talking. I don't know if I came up with that or if somebody had told it to me or whatever when I was starting my channel, but it was like, every moment that you're silent, you're not entertaining. And that's not entirely true. There are times when silence is actually the most appropriate thing to have, to say, to use, to whatever. But, you know, oftentimes I will, like, tune into a stream or something and see, like, hey, what's this guy up to? And he's just, like, there's a face cam, and then he's just blankly staring at the screen, and I'm just like, no, that's not entertainment, that's just a guy. And it makes me sad. And, like, obviously, like, you know, not everybody has to be that way. But for me, whenever I show up, I'm just like, well, that's, not for me. Holy shit, this room is covered in goodies. I guess I should probably, run through here and grab everything. Well, I just got 400 polymer, so, I think I know what I've been missing here. But yeah, silence can be appropriate at emotional moments, stressful moments, scary moments, shocking moments, so on and so forth. There are totally times where well-punctuated silence is the best thing you can say or do for a video. But there's also a lot of times where it's just like, you are doing nothing, and it is problematic. It always bugs me. Because, like, I will catch myself going silent on things, and I'm like, nope. Gotta stop that. Gotta actually say words. Even though, like, it's really actually not that important. But do we have an ember on this? Is that ember? No, we just we have 3 Necros Primes. Oh. It just looks like, oh yeah. Wow, they all have the same face, actually. Necros Prime, kind of, if you're not really looking, has the exact same icon as, who am I thinking? Ember. Sorry, brain. Brain is still gone. I can talk about stuff, but it's going to be, like, weirdly stilted the entire way through. Okay, yeah, let's scoot down here. Trying to think. New topics. Old topics. Any topics. Throw topics at me. No, I don't know. That's bad. You should never rely on anybody to provide your own content. I'm just like, maybe. Nah, I don't know. This is what I call the comedy graveyard, where I'm just like, I am too tired to talk about anything and like really think for myself. So I'm just running around saying words, and hopefully eventually I'll chance about a topic that's actually interesting. Topicify. Oh shit! I don't know why that reminds me. Something kind of shitty happened the other day. I say shitty, but it didn't happen to me, and honestly I'm not that broken up about it. But I'm kind of sad. I don't remember how many of you guys were around for it, but earlier this year, a game called Hob came out, and it was this really charming, like, kind of pseudo-Zelda-like-ish. And I really enjoyed it. It was kind of breaky, and, you know, had a lot of weird issues, some of which were mine. But it was made by the people that made Torchlight, which was a fantastic Diablo replacement. Kind of back in the day when, you know, Blizzard wasn't making any Diablo games. And I was reading on the news. Yeah, we're going. I'm just being slow. I heard on the news the other day that Perfect World Entertainment, their, like, publisher slash, like, major shareholder, you know, the guys that own the studio, own Relic. Relic? Runic. There we go. Sorry. Slightly off there. Too many game studios with too many similar names. But Runic got shut down by them. So the developers of Torchlight and Hob and so on and so forth, poof, gone. Which I don't know, I'm actually really sad about that. That was, so, I've probably talked about this a good number of times, but I originally wanted to be a game developer. Whoops, well, whatever. I wanted to be a game developer. I wanted to work on video games as an artist. Holy shit, that's still 4,000 polymer. But so I really wanted to work for 2 studios that did like really nicely painted textures because I really liked their style. And it was Runic. Was it Runic and Relic? Yeah, it was. I believe. And I was super down to like work for either of those, and I was really, really sad when I found out THQ was shutting down and taking Relic Entertainment with them. I think it was Relic. Pretty sure it was. And so, yeah, you know what, let's hold off on Mirage and and Limbo. I don't want to deal with it. Let's go Earth. Is my Nidus done? No, but let's take off the equipment anyway. But yeah, I was super sad when THQ shut down because they actually published a number of games that I liked and worked with a bunch of studios that I really liked. And I was just kind of sad. And so recently found out that, hey, oh shit, I have more stuff. I've got the Cernos and the Glaxion that I should probably work on. But yeah, I was super sad to find out that, that Runic is getting shut down too, because they were really cool. Let's go Opticore. Let's go Opticore, and I'm gonna bring my Chroma. If we do end up going, Terrorlist hunting, I might as well be ready for it. And I believe I've gotten rid of the Dragon Key, yeah? Yep, Dragon Key's gone. Problem solved. Let's see, will I buy Train Simulator and all the DLC to play for us? Hell no! Not at all. Not even close. I have no interest in Train Simulator to begin with, and the idea of getting all the... That's like thousands of dollars of DLC, if I remember right. No way. But yeah, so I found out that, then $7,000. Jesus. It's more than I make in a month. That would be bad. And really silly. Okay, daytime right now. If somebody wants to buy Train Simulator for me, I'd play it. But I ain't buying it for myself. Hell no. But yeah, so Perfect World Entertainment put out a thing being like, yeah, we're shutting down Runic because they want to focus on multiplayer content, and as such, they don't want to bring they don't want to do I guess whatever Runic was up to. It's kind of like vague. I think they're shutting down like 1 or 2 other studios too. Oh right, they're also gutting the people that work on Gigantic. They're gutting that studio even further, and that studio is having a hard time to begin with. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright, here, I'm gonna leave Cetus and then rejoin you guys. I just realized I've got the stupid tumor. But yeah, so they also gutted the Gigantic studio, who I also wanted to work for. I actually applied for a job there. But they never even responded to me. It's not a tumor. It's a gross. Whatever it is, I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm not touching it. Okay. Now let me go back down to Cetus. Can I just join you guys? There we are. Wait, session not found. What? Oh, did the group disband? Okay, well that's not a big deal. I'll just go back. But I don't know. I don't know if I feel cursed, but I feel really disappointed whenever a studio that I loved the idea of, bought every game for, really enjoyed the experience of interacting with them, and just finding out that some overarching studio just decides to gut them and take them apart and more or less get rid of them completely, and this always makes me kind of sad. Okay, so what do we got? I still want to get Augur Message, Vigilante Pursuit, and Gladiator Finesse, but I never have. Let's see. Do we want to go with Prototype Sabotage or Capture Their Leader? Because we could probably do either of the hard ones if I wanted to. Let's see. Wander, didn't you say you wanted to do a LP on Bastion? Yes. So. Okay. Message. I have 4 extra. Okay, start hardest, work down to the easier ones. Gotcha. Well, let's go with this. Let's see, Mutiga's still around. Most of the staff is relocated, but the game has a small staff working on slower output of updates. I mean, that's good, but Motiga got screwed over because they decided to work for Microsoft and only go out to the Windows Store, limit their, like, what platform they're going to be on and all sorts of stuff like that. Because Gigantic could have been amazing if they had managed to get it out before Paladins, which they did technically. They actually would have been in an amazing position to not like dominate the third-person MOBA market, because obviously we already had Smite in there, but it would have been a nice breath of fresh air as opposed to kind of this weird product that people had heard about but hadn't like really gotten their hands on or their eyes on or anything like that. It sucked. Wait, the Motiga guys went off to work at Ark? Really? That's weird. But I don't know. I don't like the idea of publishers and, you know, kind of parent companies just in general. I think the idea of, like... I think the idea of EA is a problem, I think EA is a problem, I think, even, like, well, no, not Blizzard. I don't like EA. I really don't like Activision that much. I definitely don't like Perfect World or even Ubisoft to a larger degree. I hate Bethesda, which is weird because I love Bethesda's games, but I find Bethesda as a publisher almost never actually cares. It doesn't seem like it's run by people. Maybe that's the easiest way to put it. Because, I mean, if you guys heard of Pray for the Gods, it's like an indie Shadow of the Colossus type game, which is awesome. Like, the idea of that is really cool. But also, they had the name Prey, as in P-R-E-Y. And effectively, Bethesda sued them and said, nope, you have to rename your game to P-R-A-E, because there can't be 2 games with the word Prey in their name. It's like, what? That didn't even make sense. But that's what it came down to being. So, because Pray for the Gods couldn't afford to be sued. They're a small indie project that more or less just barely got enough money via Kickstarter, and honestly, generally, even with, like, overwhelming Kickstarter support, you don't actually end up getting nearly enough to fund it. You just kind of... it's a stopgap until you actually get the game out. I don't know where anything is. I'll just shoot the turrets. Well, we're done. Hey, that's easy. But like, it just doesn't feel like Bethesda is run by real people. It has like a bunch of these really cool studios with really good ideas, but the businessmen in charge of the whole thing are like weird soulless machine people, and it sucks. Companies are their main function is to generate revenue in the most efficient manner, and I kind of hate that. I mean, I understand profit is important, revenue is important, so on and so forth. You see so many like good studios and good products ruined because the parent company kind of ruined it. I don't know if that's exactly you can exactly blame WB for everything that went wrong with like Shadow of War. And for all rights, I think it's an okay game, but it could have been a masterpiece if it hadn't been for like the loot boxes and like the drawn out gameplay and like a bunch of other things. It really is taking a long way around. Wow. And I guess it annoys me a little bit because I loved Shadow of Mordor, but even loading up Shadow of War for like an hour was like, huh, this is just boring. Maybe it was the formula's changed, maybe I've changed, but I could not help but feel like a lot of Shadow of War was tainted a little bit by like overbearing, you know, profit syndrome. Because I mean, I know it's bad false equivalency, but Stardew Valley is kind of the thing I can point at. And it's like, here's a game that was made with love and a lot of effort and care and stuff. And, you know, clearly well made. And that dude's, like, ridiculously wealthy. Same thing kind of with Minecraft. But obviously, like, AAA gaming studios have, like, hundreds of people in them, so they can't really afford to, you know, just do labors of love. You have to maximize profits and stuff. I hate it when it comes at the cost of the game itself. I guess another example would be, not exactly in the same way, but for a while Bethesda had decided they were going to go with this kind of insane they were going to go with this insane policy of never handing out review keys to reviewers. And it screwed them over for Dishonored 2 and Prey, to some degree. Both were fairly well-reviewed games. I think Dishonored 2 had some issues, but generally was well-received. And for both of them, people just kind of avoided actually, oh, we gotta get the data mass. Where's the data mass? Somebody has the data mass. But yeah, both of them were relatively well received, but because of, like, that silly publisher policy, it really hurt their case. And on top of, like, a bunch of other things. And, I mean, that's kind of, like, lighter on the end of the spectrum of publisher sins. But it's something where it's just like, you could have had a much easier time if you had actually just sat down and, you know, I don't know, acted like real people as opposed to this weird corporate entity. I guess I look at companies like Insomniac and like Naughty Dog and stuff as companies that like actually put a lot of love and care in their games, and they don't just go for like crushing corporate policy for like putting a game out every year, for example. And they tend to put out some like really good shit. I think I've heard some of the more recent like Uncharted games were maybe not as good as some of the earlier ones, but like you put out 5-6 games in a series, go figure the quality is going to drop. Look at Assassin's Creed. It took them years to get back even up to hey, this is actually like a good game status. Syndicate had its moments, but I've heard Origins is amazing. Mostly amazing. That Trinity buff is insane. And Destiny, kind of, maybe, would also go in the same vein of, like, corporate policy kind of killing it. Mainly just because of Activision. Activision had a contract with the, with Bungie, more or less being like, hey, if you don't put out Destiny 2 fast enough, we take part of your company. And it's like, oh, you don't want that. It's like what happened with Bethesda and Obsidian for New Vegas. It's like, hey, by the way, if you get higher than like X review score, we will we'll give you this like nice meaty bonus. Oh, by the way, we're cutting your deadline, so hopefully you don't have any bugs. And then, you know, of course, it got panned because of hella bugs, and so they didn't actually get the review score. So they didn't actually get their bonus, meaning it almost put Obsidian out of business. And just, there's something extremely, extremely scummy about that entire thing. And I'm glad that Obsidian has managed to, kind of keep their head above water. Because they're a cool studio. Admittedly, at this point, they're going to have a pretty strong showing now that Divinity Original Sin 2 has kind of mastered the market of CRPGs. Ow! Shit. I'm dying. Dying didn't last long, but ow. I really do like the Opticore. I really gotta figure out how to use Chroma's abilities. See, does anyone know if COD World War II is any good? I've heard that it's a COD game. It's not any good. It's not any bad. It's just a COD game. Same old, same old. Let's see. Oh. You guys are elsewhere doing other things, aren't you? Oh, yeah, it's over here. Oh, it's find the 3 caches. Nope. It's the other variety. There we go. Biggest problem people have is the historical inaccuracies. That's goofy. If you want to go historical accuracy, give everybody like not sickness, but malnutrition and other associated problems. I don't know. World War I is definitely the one that is much more like World War I is definitely the one with the most egregious of problems. Because, you know, they had... That was before any kind of, like, chemical warfare laws, international, like, laws were passed. So, like, yay, mustard gas. Ugh. Mustard gas is, like, the worst thing. I don't know. Chemical warfare, just in general. Warfare in general is just stupid. I say as I play a game where you run around shooting people. Difference is this is a video game. Zappy, zappy. I don't think this is actually really helping my case that much. I already had Twirling Spire. Kind of the last thing I needed. Oh well. I will take it. Okay, this is time-consuming killing this guy. Do I need to kill him? No, but I want to kill him. Why? I don't know. Yellow snow. I just got that. I am, not braining here. Wander, do you think Anthem will turn out good? I don't know. Let's see. You show any spoilers? I don't want to ruin it as a console player. No. I'm just running a bounty. I don't think I'm going to spoil Plains of Eidolon running bounties here. The only thing is, if I start playing at nighttime, I will probably spoil this. Let's see. But yeah, do I think Anthem will turn out well? Part of it is, at this point, I have a very low confidence in what EA can put out. Their games have been on a downward turn since, what, 2009? They rocked 2009, I believe. Whatever year Mirror's Edge came out, I believe, was like their glory year. And I hope they actually, you know, manage to make a really good product and it's fun and stuff. But I just, after Mass Effect Andromeda, after Mirror's Edge 2, oh, I didn't actually have Twirling Spire, now that I'm looking at it. Cool. Well, I guess I'm glad I grabbed it. Or, I'm glad we did this. But yeah, my hope is... my expectations are incredibly low, because if I have low expectations, I won't be disappointed. That said, if Anthem turns out to be good, I'm going to be very happy, because I love Destiny, I love Warframe, and I love the idea of anything that kind of follows in those footsteps. Because, I don't know, fun, I guess? Let's grab my Astela. So the next question is, Wander, what do you think about the new Deluxe skins? I love the Necros one. It makes me feel like a evil Power Ranger or something. Like, I feel it's a very Sentai feeling suit for whatever reason. I'm not a big fan of the Ember one. I find the Ember one is kind of boring. How do you enter the plains of Eidolon? In an explanation rather than showing you. You go to Cetus on Earth, and then you walk through the gate. It's really easy. 2009 was when EA stock severely plummeted. 2013 to 15 was a recovery, and they've steadily increased since. That is goofy, because I don't think there's really been an EA game that I've enjoyed. Oh, right. We gotta go pick up a bounty. I'm dumb. I don't think I've actually enjoyed a single EA game since 2009. I loved Battlefield Bad Company 2. I enjoyed Mirror's Edge, but I never played it. Obviously, Mass Effect was phenomenal, and then it kind of petered off. I didn't like 2, and I didn't care for 3 either. Dead Space was good. Dead Space 2 was great. Ish. Dead Space 3 was poorly monetized garbage game stuff. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. Just... wasn't my thing? I don't know. I still like to play it for the potential co-opage. But the actual game is just iffy. Yeah, part of the reason why I don't like the new Ember skin is I really do think the previous Ember skin, that the one guy quit over, was phenomenal. The whole, like, white skin with the dark, like, kind of burnt off bit. It looks so cool. So, for people that don't know, the guy that did all the Deluxe skins early on, I think he was the one that did the Palatine skin and a couple other ones that were, like, amazing. And so he was the guy, he was like a fan that had like designed them, and they brought him on to design the Deluxe skins. Either as like a temporary deal or as kind of like contractual work or whatever. But he was working on a Deluxe skin for Ember, and it was this really gorgeous. It almost kind of looked like she was wearing like a white pantsuit or something, ish. It was like a very, very like form-fitting but not like egregious outfit. But her right half looked like it had kind of burnt away, and it had like jagged, you know, dark bits and stuff. It looked really cool. And apparently, somewhere along the way, the like the art team didn't like it. I don't know if it was they didn't believe it fit the vision or whatever, but they weren't a big fan of it. Which sucked, because I'm a huge fan of it, and their new one kind of looks like a weird chicken. If they had a better helmet for it, I think I'd care more. And I'm like on the wall about picking it up anyway, just so I could see what it would look like with one of the other helmets. But I got the Necros skin instead, because honestly, I'm not a big fan of Necros's. Did I get them? No, they're still coming out. But yeah, I got the Necros skin because I don't like Necros so much. I find he's just a little bit dangly for my taste. That's going to sound kind of weird. But he's got like a lot of weird bits that are just hanging off. Why the hell do we... Oh, somebody marked that. Oh, but yeah, he just has like a lot of like weird bits and cords and cables hanging off. And admittedly, this one kind of has similar problems. But I just feel like a weird superhero, and I like it. It's kind of like how I'm not a very big fan of Loki's design, but I love the Loki Knave skin. To the point where I should probably play Loki more often. I just don't really have a use for him outside of, I don't really have a use for Loki outside of, out of spy missions. I guess I could build him for radial disarm and actually use him for something. But yeah, part of it is also, Ember already has like a substantial Mohawk skin. So it feels really weird to me to have another Ember skin with a big Mohawk. Actually, like half of her skins kind of have a Mohawky element to it. Because the, I mean, there's the Phoenix skin. The Ember Prime skin, not quite a Mohawk, but it's definitely like a top-heavy one. And after a certain point, I want something that's, a little bit more varied, maybe. But yeah, the other reason why that one guy quitting is kind of like an important thing is the first deluxe skin after him leaving, I believe was the Nova deluxe skin, which looked real bad. At least I wasn't a fan of it. Some people probably were, but I was not. Now, I am the Necros. Admittedly, my Necros... my necrotic minions, I don't know what you want to call them. They do not last for long. But yeah. I like the body, but not the head of the Nova Deluxe. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of either. I really actually wish they had gone with something a little bit closer to the Mag Prime skin. Not the Mag Prime skins, the Mag Deluxe skins. Because the Mag Deluxe skins looked really nice, and they had a whole bunch of them. And I was like, huh, kind of wish some of these were on Nova. Because I like playing as Nova, but her skins just look bad. Nova Prime just looks like a weird bug. Regular Nova looks kind of bizarre, too. And the Deluxe skin just looked odd. And one of the things I really like about the Necros Deluxe skin, though, is instead of having, like, the weird danglies, he's got, like, energy wisps, which looks really cool. Even if it looks kind of like he's wearing a weird, like, sock thing off the top of his head. I don't know what to call it. I guess it's because it's not, like, just a special effect. It actually has its, like, own wiggle physics. It just looks like I have a glowworm hanging off the back of my head. Oh, well. I'll live. There we go. I think this might actually have to be the last bounty for me. I'd like to go longer, but I think I am crashing at a faster rate than I thought I was going to. I can get angry at EA for existing, but that only keeps me going for at least a little bit longer. That's okay. I've been going for, what, like 14 hours now? I think that's enough. Oh, right, because I had started at 11 my time, not 12 my time. So yeah, I've already hit the my time estimation. Someday I'll do like an extra long stream, but I think it'll have to be a day where I own a couch. I think. I really want a couch. Unfortunately, my apartment is just too small for it. Even if I wanted to get one. Supposedly an enemy here, but I don't see him. Oh, wait. Here's the weird thing. Don't forget about daylight savings. Is that tonight? What do I think about the fact that people have just are skipping Thanksgiving? Oh, stores and stuff. Oh, you mean in favor of Christmas? The problem is, nobody really commercially gives a dang about Thanksgiving. You know, food, obviously, Thanksgiving is a huge thing, and, like, you know, people buy turkeys and, like, get all the fixings and pies and stuff. But yeah, retail-wise, everybody's focused on Christmas because that's the big money maker of the year. I guess I'm mildly ambivalent just because I barely go outside and I barely interact with things and I don't look at ads or whatever. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to kind of be insulated against that sort of thing. But I do think holiday creep is stupid. I think it all just kind of wraps up into my usual disdain for over monetization of anything. Anytime a company was like, you know, very overtly trying to be money grubby about stuff, I'm just like, Wait, what has a low chance? Oh, Augur Accord. Hot damn. I think I actually already have that. But that's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to get the whole mod set pack at some point. So apparently in half an hour we've got daylight savings time. Cool. Whoops. Uh-oh. Almost got stuck there. I actually forgot about daylight savings time. Never thought someone would have a couch as a pipe dream. I've never owned a couch. My parents had one couch that's older than me. And I'm allergic to it. I haven't been able to lie on that couch since early high school. It smells like dust, and it is filled with pollen. And as a result, anytime I, like, try and go near said couch, I immediately start sneezing, and I don't stop until I'm sick. Hey, Cetus Wisp. That's probably the worst reward I could have gotten from this, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm a really simple dude. Give me a couch, a nice cozy apartment, good food, and shell, and I'm pretty happy. I guess video games and the internet too, but like, those are kind of a given. But yeah, I want to get a nice comfy couch that I can just sit in and play games for hours on. Because currently, my chair is not so great. That couch needs to be burned. That would kill me. It needs to be thrown away elsewhere where I'm nowhere nearby. But yeah, I had a really comfy futon, which was mostly close to a couch. I more or less stacked, like, 3 mattresses on one futon frame, and then covered it in a pad, sheets, and blankets and stuff. And it was, like, super comfy. You could just sink right into it. It was great. But I had to get rid of it when I moved across the, when I moved to, I guess, moved out of college, but then moved across the country. Which makes me a bit sad, but that's okay. Yeah, that guy's back piece looks kind of nice-ish. Oh, that's the Arbiter of Hexus backpack. Oh, I hate that. I hate that Volt helmet. The idea of it almost kind of works, but I wish that the central, like, faceplate plate was actually like fully in, as opposed to this kind of like teeny little clem face or whatever you want to call it. I've had a Papasan ever since he was little. You were little. I had a Papasan for like 2 years, but it was like one of those wooden. It was like one of those wooden and reed wrap ones, held together by like glue and maybe like a couple of nails. Fell apart within a couple of years. Papasans are rather comfortable too, but they're just not comfortable enough. Not even close. And they're also generally not durable. If I could find a really good Papasan, I'd be happy too. But instead I've got a really nice beanbag chair, which I really do actually like. It's just, I can't record in it either.